It was a dark and stormy night, night, sort of somewhere in the crux of time shift, and a homeless person was walking through a field. Around here, and he was looking really for a new message for his sign, because he had decided that the end is nigh is simply a depressing message, something that doesn't carry a lot of uplifting. He wanted something more compelling to really get people to pay attention to his sign, and more importantly, give him some money so he could get some food, because he'd been a while since he'd had something to eat. And as he was walking across the field, he tripped and he fell, and he looked back to see what he tripped over, and he found a wheel just sitting in the ground. Well, he thought to himself, well, I'm not going to recover that. It was mine. You got to get some food. So he grabbed the wheel, and it was stuck. And he tried it, and it wouldn't come up. So he just twisted it. And twisted it, and he twisted it, and all of a sudden a whole door came up, and he found himself at the gate to an underground secret hideout. He went down the stairs, not really knowing what else to do, and he went into a big room that was full of men wearing dark blue suits and sunglasses, and with little things in their ears that they, couldn't hear, or were talking to each other, or always talking to their collar. And he was like, I don't know my collar all the time. For a while, he was actually able to pass it off. They thought he was undercover. The other men in suits sort of looked at him and said, "Oh, well, he's one of us. He's talking to his collar." And he hears voices in his head, like we do. And sure enough, the guy was able to walk right past them into another room, sort of a lush carpeted room in the secret hideout, where this man was sitting in another nice suit. He didn't have sunglasses or a thing in his ear, and he didn't really talk to himself. Well, I mean, he did, but it didn't seem like he was actually talking to anybody. Whereas the homeless person at least knew that he was talking to the guy that lived in his collar, and these other guys obviously did. And the president was talking to another guy in a white lab coat who had just completely crazy hair on one side, and on the other side he had no hair at all because he'd already been tugging at it until there was nothing left. And the deranged inventor said, "Well, Mr. President, we have to do something. If you look at the calculations on the blackboard, you'll see that obviously the Planck's sub O," and he was confused because all of a sudden his most important equation had been erased partially, and the homeless guy had picked up his piece of chalk and had started to write the word poop on the board. P sub O, poop? What? You idiot! And he charged the homeless guy and started swinging his fist. This was my calculation. This was showing the trajectory of the meteor that was going to destroy everything. And they fought, and the men in suits came in and they said, "Oh my God, the deranged scientist! He's attacking one of our own!" And so they jumped on him and they started fighting. And it was a terrible ruckus, and it was all too late because the meteor hit it and the Earth was totally destroyed.
Wow.